Section: Introduction. In this section, we discuss the rapid advancements in language model development, particularly with the emergence of reasoning models like OpenAI's and DeepSeek R1. These models are characterized by their ability to provide long, thoughtful responses that include self-verification and reflection, which helps them excel in complex tasks such as advanced STEM questions and competitive math problems. As reasoning capabilities rely more on efficient inference, we recognize the importance of designing models that run efficiently during this phase. Inference efficiency is now a key factor in determining a model's overall intelligence and its practical application. Therefore, we aim to maximize this efficiency while also allowing users to control the reasoning process. Not every query requires extensive reasoning, and giving users the option to toggle this feature helps ensure that responses are appropriate and resource use is optimized. We introduce the Llama-Nemotron family of models, which are open source and designed for high reasoning capability and inference efficiency. These models come in three sizes: LN Nano, LN Super, and LN Ultra. Notably, LN Ultra outperforms DeepSeek R1 while fitting on a single hardware node and achieving better inference throughput. These models are based on Llama 3.1 and 3.3, optimized for high throughput inference with a context length of 128,000 tokens. Each model includes a reasoning toggle that allows users to switch between standard chat and reasoning modes easily. The development of the Llama-Nemotron models involves 5 stages. First, we optimize inference efficiency using neural architecture search and apply techniques to enhance performance. Next, we conduct recovery training with knowledge distillation and continued pre-training. The third stage involves supervised fine-tuning on a mix of instruction data and reasoning examples from strong models, enabling multi-step reasoning. The fourth stage focuses on large-scale reinforcement learning with complex datasets, which is crucial for improving the model's capabilities. For LN Ultra, this stage significantly boosts performance on scientific reasoning benchmarks. Finally, we conduct a short alignment phase to ensure the models follow instructions and align with human preferences. We also release a carefully curated dataset used during training, which targets key skills like mathematical reasoning and instruction following. This dataset consists of synthetic responses filtered for quality and complexity to provide strong training signals. According to an independent analysis, LN Ultra is recognized as the most intelligent open-source model as of April 2025, marking a significant contribution to the open-source community in developing reasoning models. We further optimize the LN Super and LN Ultra models for efficient inference using the puzzle framework. This framework transforms large language models into more hardware-efficient versions while considering real-world deployment constraints. Starting from Llama 3 instruct models, we apply local distillation to create a library of alternative transformer blocks, each trained to improve computational efficiency. The process allows us to balance accuracy and efficiency, with some blocks designed to reduce computational costs by omitting certain mechanisms or varying the size of feed-forward networks. Once we build the block library, we use a mixed integer programming solver to assemble a complete model, selecting the most efficient configuration based on specific constraints. This approach enables us to target precise efficiency and accuracy levels, making it suitable for various deployment scenarios. Section Summary. In this section, we discuss the development of the Llama-Nemotron family of reasoning models, which are designed for high inference efficiency and exceptional reasoning capabilities, allowing users to toggle between standard and detailed reasoning modes. We also outline the optimization process using the puzzle framework, which employs neural architecture search to create hardware-efficient model variants while balancing computational cost and accuracy. Section: Vertical compression with FFN fusion. In this section, we introduce a compression technique called FFN fusion for the LN Ultra model, aimed at reducing sequential depth and enhancing inference speed. This method takes advantage of a structural feature that appears after we remove some attention layers. The model often has consecutive FFN blocks. FFN fusion detects these sequences and replaces them with fewer, wider FFN layers that can run in parallel. This approach decreases the number of sequential steps while maintaining expressiveness and significantly boosts compute efficiency, particularly in multi-GPU environments where communication between layers can slow things down. For deployment, LN Super is optimized to work efficiently on a single NVIDIA H100 GPU with tensor parallelism set to 1. Using Puzzle, we create a model that achieves a 5 times speed increase over Llama 3.3-70B instruct at a batch size of 256 and TP1. Even when Llama 3.3-70B instruct is run at its best configuration with TP4, LN Super at TP1 still provides at least a 2.17 times throughput advantage. We also optimize the model to handle around 300,000 cached tokens, measured at FP8 precision on a single H100 GPU, which corresponds to processing a batch size of 16 and a sequence length of 18,750. Lane Ultra, on the other hand, is optimized for a full H100 node with 8 GPUs. During the architecture search phase with Puzzle, we ensure the model achieves at least a 1.5 times reduction in latency compared to Llama 3.1-405B instruct. After applying FFN fusion, we achieve a 1.71 times improvement in latency. Lane Ultra is also optimized for cached tokens, supporting up to 3 million tokens at FP8 precision and 600,000 tokens at BF16 precision on an H100 node. Our results show that Lane Ultra consistently outperforms both DeepSeek R1 and LLaMA 3.1-405B in terms of accuracy and efficiency, making it a better choice on the accuracy throughput curve. After the NAS phase, we further train both Lane Super and Lane Ultra to enhance compatibility between blocks and recover any quality loss from blockwise substitutions. Lane Super is trained on 40 billion tokens using a knowledge distillation objective over the distillation mix dataset. Lane Ultra undergoes knowledge distillation for 65 billion tokens with the same dataset, followed by 88 billion tokens of continued training on the Nemotron H Phase 4 pre-training dataset. This final training step allows Lane Ultra to not only match but exceed the performance of the reference model Llama 3.1-405B instruct in key benchmarks, showing that aggressive architecture optimization can align with high model performance through short distillation and pre-training. We also curate both reasoning and non-reasoning data for supervised fine-tuning. For reasoning samples, we use the instruction, detailed thinking on, and for non-reasoning samples, we use detailed thinking off. This setup enables the model to adjust its reasoning behavior during inference based on the prompt. To create the math reasoning portion of our data, we follow a pipeline that includes collecting a large set of mathematical problems from the Art of Problem-Solving community forums. We exclude discussions labeled middle school math, as they were too simple for our training needs. After gathering the forum discussions, we extract problems and synthesize new solutions using Qwen 2.5-32B instruct. For problem extraction, we prompt a language model to identify and extract all problems from the initial forum posts. While most posts contain a single problem, some may have multiple or none. We then classify each extracted problem into categories such as proof problems, multiple choice questions, binary questions, and valid problems. We remove all proof problems, multiple choice questions, binary questions, and invalid problems from our final dataset. Section Summary. In this section, we introduce FFN fusion for the LN Ultra model to enhance efficiency by reducing sequential depth and improving inference latency through the parallel execution of wider FFN layers. We also detail the optimization of Lane Super and Lane Ultra for different GPU setups, achieving significant throughput and latency improvements while ensuring high model performance through additional training and a curated dataset for reasoning tasks. Section: Answer extraction. In this section, we focus on several key processes. For answer extraction, we pull the final answer from forum discussions without trying to get full solutions. This allows us to check correctness automatically. Next, in benchmark decontamination, we use a comparison based on large language models, LLMs, to filter out questions that are too similar to those found in popular math benchmarks. For solution generation, we prompt two models, DeepSeek R1 and Qwen 2.5 Math 7b Instruct, to solve each problem multiple times, producing both reasoning and non-reasoning solutions. We generate 16 solutions per problem with DeepSeek R1 and 64 with Qwen 2.5 Math 7b Instruct. In the solution filtering step, we discard any solutions that do not match the expected answer. We compare predicted answers to expected ones by asking Qwen 2.5-32b Instruct to assess their equivalence. If we cannot extract a final answer, we take the most common answer from all candidates as the ground truth. All necessary prompts and scripts for this process are available online. For the code reasoning dataset, we gather questions through a multi-stage process that includes question collection, solution generation, and post-processing. In question collection and verification, we compile 28,904 unique competitive programming questions from various sources, ensuring no duplicates. We rigorously check for contamination against benchmarks using cosine similarity and semantic evaluations by LLM judges. Manual checks confirm minimal overlap, validating our question set. For solution generation, we use DeepSeek R1 to create multiple solutions for each question, mainly in Python, with some C++ solutions for specific benchmarks. We generate these solutions using a method called nucleus sampling, prompting for reasoning steps. In post-processing and refinement, we verify that reasoning traces are present, extract solution code segments, remove samples with code in reasoning tags, and check syntax. This results in about 488,000 Python samples. Regarding data scaling insights, while some studies suggest that smaller datasets can work for reasoning, our findings show that larger datasets are essential for high performance in coding benchmarks. We conducted an ablation study that demonstrated continuous improvement as we scaled the dataset from 25,000 to 736,000 samples. Initial scaling provides benefits, but focusing on harder problems first yields the best results. The scaling curve does not plateau, highlighting the need for large and challenging problem sets to enhance code generation capabilities. In the science domain, we curate a variety of open-ended and multiple-choice questions from both internal and external sources, including question-answer pairs from Stack Overflow and synthetically generated MCQs. For synthetic question generation, we define a wide range of academic topics and subtopics, specifying various difficulty levels to create a diverse dataset. We prompt Qwen 2.5 models to generate MCQs based on these criteria and verify their format compliance. We also enhance the dataset by generating variations of the original questions. In benchmark decontamination, we ensure fair evaluation by filtering both real and synthetic questions against major science benchmarks. For solution generation in this dataset, we again use DeepSeek R1 to create multiple reasoning traces. When ground truth answers are absent, we apply majority voting to determine the most likely correct answer. Finally, for general domain data, we follow an established generation pipeline, creating synthetic prompts for various tasks and sourcing real-world user prompts from publicly available datasets. We prompt DeepSeek R1 for multiple generations and use rejection sampling to ensure high-quality responses. Section Summary. In this section, we outline our multi-stage process for constructing a code reasoning dataset, which includes extracting final answers from forum discussions, generating and filtering solutions using various models, and ensuring question integrity through rigorous verification against benchmarks. We emphasize the importance of large, diverse datasets for improving performance in coding tasks and detail our methods for generating synthetic questions across various academic topics. Section: Reasoning Off. In this section, we describe how we train our model to follow reasoning instructions. We create paired data where each prompt includes both a reasoning response and a non-reasoning response. We randomly select prompts from our reasoning dataset and generate non-reasoning responses using specific models for different domains. Each response is labeled with the appropriate instruction, either for reasoning or non-reasoning. This setup helps the model learn to adjust its reasoning based on the given prompt. We filter the responses based on correct answers or reward models and also use public datasets to enhance the model's function calling and safety skills. To boost performance on general tasks, we implement a feedback edit system. For generating high-quality responses in general domains, we utilize a specific model along with a new feedback edit inference time scaling system. We start with 20,000 initial prompts from various sources and generate multiple responses for each. These responses go through a 3-step refinement process, identifying areas for improvement, making targeted edits, and selecting the best response. This results in a dataset of high-quality responses. Supervised fine-tuning, SFT, is crucial for transferring reasoning skills into our models. While earlier stages focus on efficiency and knowledge transfer, SFT helps us refine reasoning behavior from strong teacher models by training on specific reasoning examples. It also allows us to control response styles using the reasoning instructions. Our findings support previous research, showing that training on high-quality reasoning examples significantly enhances performance on complex tasks. We train all models using a token-level loss over the instruction tuning data, mixing reasoning and non-reasoning data in batches. We find that higher learning rates are necessary for learning from long reasoning traces, and extended training improves performance, especially for smaller models. We use the ADAM optimizer and a specific learning rate schedule to ensure stable training. For the LN Nano model, we follow a 3-stage SFT process with a global batch size of 256. The first stage focuses on reasoning data from specific domains, while the second stage mixes in non-reasoning data to help the model learn reasoning control. The final stage uses a smaller mix of data focused on chat and instruction following. The LN supermodel is trained on the complete SFT dataset for one epoch with a fixed learning rate. Smaller runs suggest that performance could improve with more epochs, but we faced computational limits. Although recent methods suggest that rejection fine-tuning could enhance performance, we did not see gains in our experiments. For the LN Ultra model, we train on the full dataset using a strategy to maximize token throughput. Initial tests showed that higher learning rates could improve results, but they also caused instability. To address this, we use a warm-up strategy followed by a decay in the learning rate. Despite these precautions, we encountered issues with gradient explosions, which required us to restart training with adjusted optimizer states to achieve successful convergence. Section Summary. In this section, we describe our approach to training models with reasoning and non-reasoning responses, utilizing paired data to enhance reasoning behavior based on system prompts. We also detail our supervised fine-tuning process, which incorporates feedback and editing stages to improve response quality, and outline the training methodologies for different model variants, emphasizing the importance of high-quality reasoning traces and effective learning rate strategies. Section RL for Reasoning. In this section, we discuss how models can develop strong abilities through supervised fine-tuning by learning from effective teachers. However, we recognize that this method limits the student's potential, especially if the student's base model is less capable than the teacher's. For instance, while Lane Ultra can nearly match the performance of DeepSeek R1, it cannot surpass it. To help students exceed their teachers, we find that large-scale reinforcement learning, RL, is a promising method, as it allows for ongoing exploration and self-learning. Our initial experiments suggest that applying RL to smaller models does not yield as good results as distillation. Therefore, we focus our reasoning RL efforts on Lane Ultra, which enables it to outperform its teacher. For Lane Ultra, we enhance its scientific reasoning skills using large-scale reinforcement learning with the Group Relative Policy Optimization (GRPO) algorithm. We set a rollout prompt size of 72 and generate 16 responses per prompt, using specific settings for temperature and top P. Our training involves a global batch size of 576 and 2 gradient updates for each rollout, continuing until the model converges on reasoning tasks. We track accuracy on GPQA Diamond throughout the training, which takes about 140,000 hours on H100 hardware. During training, we utilize two types of rewards: accuracy rewards, where we compare the model's predictions to the correct answers provided by the LLaMA 3.3 to 70B instruct model, and format rewards, which ensure the model uses specific tags for its reasoning process. To challenge the model, we pre-process data by generating multiple responses per question and discarding easier prompts, thus increasing the training data's difficulty. We also implement a curriculum training approach, gradually introducing tasks of increasing complexity, using a Gaussian function to model the desired distribution of task difficulties across batches. After enhancing scientific reasoning, we conduct a brief RL run to improve instruction following capabilities for Lane Super and Lane Ultra. We generate synthetic prompts with varying numbers of instructions and use the RLOO algorithm for training, which improves performance on both instruction following and reasoning benchmarks. We also apply reinforcement learning from human feedback, RLHF, to enhance the model's overall helpfulness and chat abilities while maintaining its strengths in other areas. Our results show that Lane Super, a 49 billion parameter model, achieves a high score on the Arena Hard benchmark, outperforming several proprietary and larger open models. We use iterative online RPO to maximize rewards based on prompts from Help Steer 2, adjusting learning rates and penalties throughout the process. This method significantly boosts the model's performance across various benchmarks, except for IF eval, suggesting that RLHF helps the model better leverage its existing knowledge. For Lane Ultra, we follow a similar process but with GRPO, sampling multiple responses per prompt and training with specific parameters. For Lane Nano, we conduct 2 rounds of offline RPO, first improving reasoning control and then focusing on instruction following enhancements. Each round involves training with a set number of steps and carefully chosen learning rates and batch sizes. Section Summary. In this section, we describe how we enhance the LN Ultra model's reasoning capabilities through large-scale reinforcement learning, RL, using the Group Relative Policy Optimization, GRPO, algorithm, allowing it to outperform its teacher. We also detail our training procedures, including the use of accuracy and format rewards, a curriculum strategy for progressively challenging tasks, and reinforcement learning from human feedback, RLHF, to improve instruction following and overall performance across various benchmarks. Section LN Nano. In this section, we present our findings on Lane Nano, which shows impressive performance across various reasoning benchmarks, including AIME25I and Live Code Bench, despite its compact size. This highlights the effectiveness of our supervised fine-tuning (SFT) process and the carefully selected reasoning datasets in enabling structured reasoning in smaller models. We found that balancing the data distribution across math, coding, and STEM areas was crucial for achieving high accuracy during the SFT phase. For instance, our initial tests revealed lower accuracy in chemistry-related questions, a key area in GPQAD. By increasing the number of chemistry samples in the STEM subset, we improved GPQAD accuracy. Moving on to LN Super, we compare its performance with other models of similar size. It competes well in both reasoning and non-reasoning tasks. In reasoning off mode, LN Super matches the performance of Llama-3.3-70B, the model it was distilled from. In reasoning on mode, it outperforms models like DeepSeek R1 distilled Llama-70B, demonstrating strong reasoning abilities while maintaining good instruction following performance. However, we noticed that focusing on reasoning during SFT led to a drop in instruction following scores. To counter this, we implemented a specific reinforcement learning (RL) run to ensure that strong reasoning does not compromise general assistant capabilities. Our experiments revealed a trade-off. Optimizing for instruction following can reduce conversationality, and vice versa. To balance these aspects, we merged models and selected a checkpoint that aligns with our goals. We did not apply this approach to other models due to mixed results. The only area where Llama-Super fell short was on Live Code Bench, which we attribute to its SFT phase using an earlier dataset version, unlike Llama-Nano and Llama-Ultra. We aim to enhance coding-related reasoning in future updates. Regarding Llama-Ultra, we found that it matches or exceeds the performance of all existing open-weight models across reasoning and non-reasoning benchmarks. It achieves state-of-the-art results on GPQA among open models, showcasing the success of our large-scale RL training. Unlike previous top models like DeepSeek R1, which require extensive resources, Llama-Ultra is optimized for efficient operation on a single node, improving both inference speed and deployment. Our observations indicate that the Llama-Ultra SFT model approaches DeepSeek R1's performance on several reasoning benchmarks, but the RL stage is crucial for surpassing it, especially on GPQA. This emphasizes the complementary roles of SFT and RL. SFT lays a strong groundwork by distilling reasoning from teacher models, while RL is vital for enhancing reasoning capabilities beyond those of the teachers. We also discovered a trade-off between the extent of SFT training and the success of subsequent RL. We chose to start RL from an earlier checkpoint to boost final outcomes. Lastly, we evaluated our models on an out-of-distribution task, LLM as a judge, specifically on Judge Bench, where the goal is to distinguish between high-quality and low-quality responses. Our models outperformed leading proprietary and open-source models, with Llama-Ultra being the best open-source model, significantly exceeding DeepSeek R1 and only slightly behind O3 Mini, High. Additionally, Llama-Super outperformed O1 Mini, indicating that our models demonstrate strong generalization across various tasks.